All right, good morning, YouTube land. I know I haven't been getting a lot of content posting lately, and for that I apologize. We'll explain that a little bit later, but I wanted to get out here and get a video going, get a little practicing, get my short game working. I'm super excited to talk about a lot of things that have been going on with me lately. I have not stopped golfing. In fact, I've been golfing more. I started entering into a few competitions, so we'll talk a little bit about what those look like. I've played 3 thus far. We'll talk a little bit about some of the lessons I've been having with Big Kurt, some of the changes that have been going on, and I'm super excited to just get back. I appreciate all the support I've gotten from the few followers that I do have. Trust me, I am very thankful and very grateful. Someone sent me a message and they're like, hey man, when are you gonna post another video? And I had some people walk up to me on the golf course that I was practicing at the other day. It was like, hey, watch your video. So it's super exciting to hear that. Obviously, it means people like my content. Let's go ahead and get this one back home. We'll talk a little bit more about what's in store. All right, we're back. It's a little bit later today. Sorry, life calls, duty calls. Had to take care of some work, so I didn't get to make this video until later today, which is actually kind of what the whole purpose of this video is about. So I haven't uploaded a video to my channel in probably close to 3 months now, and I'm super excited to be getting back at it. But there's a particular reason why I haven't been uploading content to the channel. As you can see, I'm in a new place, so I moved. Well, that's looking good. Part of that reason that I haven't been posting content to the channel is because I didn't really have a clear voice. I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I watch a lot of, Mark Crossfield and Rich Shields and Peter Finch, and the list goes on and on. And when I started this channel, I had a very clear goal about why I wanted to share my golf experience, but you get into a habit of emulating and copying what is successful out there because that's what works. Like, that's kind of a methodology for a lot of things in life. Like, why reinvent the wheel? Just do what already has been successful. But I kind of lost my voice a little bit along the way because I know why I started doing this. I want to become an elite level competitive amateur. Like, I want to be able to shoot level par in a tournament competition. Like, that's the reason that I started golfing. That's the reason that I started pursuing this hobby that is now pretty much a third of my life to the extremes that I pursue it at. And part of the reason that I wasn't able to do this video until later on today after I did practice this morning is simply because I am a career professional. I have a full-time job. That's what being an amateur means. I don't get paid to golf. But with that all being said, I had to refocus and recenter myself because I started this channel to show what it takes to get really good at golf. Everyone always asks that question. How long does it take to get to scratch? Or how long does it take to get to single digits? Fun fact, it takes like 1,000 hours of work and practice and games to get to single digits. But the answer that's on everyone's mind is, what does it take to be a competitive golfer when you have the other responsibilities of work and family and relationships in life? And that's what I wanted to show on the channel. The problem that I ran into, some of that content is not the most exciting stuff to look at, and it's a very niche market because most people don't want to compete at golf and take it as seriously as I do, and some people just want to have a good laugh and enjoy a good weekend round with their friends. My mission has always been the same, so I just need to stay true to what I started this to do with. And even if that's not going to be as big or as popular, it doesn't mean that I shouldn't stay true to my voice and my mission. So, where do I want Kennie Kat Golf to go in 2020? I want to show the nitty-gritty of what it takes to become a competitive golfer. Shooting level par, being able to compete with other golfers in your handicap category. What does it take from a physical perspective? Working out. What does the training look like? What does practice look like? How do you fit that into your schedule when you work a full-time career job such as I do and have like other obligations in life? Well, part of that looks like me being up at 8 o'clock at night making YouTube videos and practicing putting in the living room. That's why I didn't upload videos, and I apologize, but I do appreciate the followers for being as dedicated as they are to the channel, and I appreciate everybody that has watched videos, and I appreciate every single subscriber, and even some of the people that find me out on the course in Arizona and say hello. I love that, always come through. Give me a shout. Kennie Kat. There are some things that I experimented with and some things that worked well, some things that didn't work well. I do enjoy traveling golf. Like, that will definitely continue to happen. I foresee myself taking many trips to all sorts of good golf destinations and doing some filming, kind of giving my take of what those experiences look like. Money. But one of the things I don't like doing is full on-course vlogs. I am not good enough or skilled enough to work a camera and also play a full round of challenging golf. I don't know how Mark Crossfield does it. Like, these guys make it look so easy. Like, they play full on golf and they're hitting these amazing shots and they're like going back and forth between the camera. I'm just not there, and if I'm honest, I don't find it particularly enjoyable. I like to play golf to enjoy the competitive nature of golf, and having to carry a camera, and a gimbal, and all these things to film an entire round is a very tedious process. So when I do travel, it'll be highlights and it'll be reviews of courses. My buddy moved to Seattle, so I'm hoping to play Chambers Bay. But that's definitely something that I do want to incorporate into the channel, is travel golf, because I think being a better competitive amateur means that you should be able to take your skills and transfer them to other courses, you know, around the world or around the United States or whatever the case may be. So club reviews is probably not something that I'm going to get into. There may be times where I'm doing a club review or club fitting based off of what I need for my game. I think that could be helpful to see how I go about club selection and pursuing a new club that's going to help improve my ability to score on the golf course. Push it. With that being said, I do think there are some things that I am extremely qualified to talk about, and that is training aids. I have a lot of fun working with training aids, doing reviews on training aids, and I expect to be doing a lot more of that. I've got a lot of training aids that I've purchased recently, some that are for my game, some that are just kind of some cool things that I picked up that I think can really help people. And I think that my unique perspective of being a new golfer and trying to help another, less skilled golfer understand how to use these training aids or how they might help me, I think that is an avenue where I have a unique experience. And then I think it's also important to talk about what is going to help an amateur compete. And there are some less than fun things that go with that. Like, I myself have been doing some very golf-specific workouts to get my body more flexible, to get my strength up. I've been doing some speed training. We'll talk a little bit more about that since that falls under the training aid. And there are just some things that come along with the idea of being able to move your body in an athletic motion. The physical aspects of being a physically better golfer is something that I definitely will be covering. Oh, in the pocket. Along with physical, I think mental and education are two things that are not talked about enough. And as a new golfer, like the waves and the roller coasters and the frustration that I'm sure everyone goes through and experiences, I think that's something that's really great to share. I've read a lot of really great books and continue to read great golf books from Mark Brody and the Practice Manual and all different types of Dave Pell's. Like, I think giving reviews on those products and kind of how they fit and breaking that down will be pretty good. There's also a few programs out there that I want to try, such as the Decade System, and there's a few other online learning tutorials that I think are really cool that I will give my reviews on. So all of those like training tools that are being marketed to you and being sold to you and myself, I think giving my perspective and my review on those is going to be definitely instrumental in a lot of things that you're probably going to see on this channel. I want to talk about how my swing has improved or developed, or how I've fixed my swing. And I think that people should move away from this idea of like quick fixes. And if that's what you're looking for, hey, I'm probably not the channel for you. But I'm going to show you what I've worked on over the past 3 years, where my swing is at now, and kind of what my coach Kurt and I have really dug in deep. Let's get into it. Now, I am not a swing expert in any way, shape, or form, but hindsight is 2020, and now where I have developed my golf game, it's really easy for me to look back and better understand some of the things that I didn't know when I first started. I've sliced the ball for pretty much 95% of the time that I've played golf up until now recently. I did not close the face at impact. Everything that I'm going to go through are all issues and are all things that are a compensation for not closing the face. So as we start with this swing, you'll see that we take the club out very far, and the club is also going to come, into a pretty normal looking position. The only way that makes sense for me to swing the club is to swing the club out to in, because the face is going to be open. That ball's always going to start left of target, and it's always going to cut back. But one of the things I notice now fundamentally is how I use the ground different. And a lot of these at impact, my weight is still on that back foot. And it makes a lot of sense to me now looking back. The reason that weight's on my back foot is because I'm trying to do everything in my power to swing that club left as fast as possible. I kind of stuck with the over-the-top swing because if I'm going to be playing a fade or a cut or a slice, then I'm finding the best way to do it. So this is where timing is really crucial. So you'll see I got a 4-iron here, and if I'm going to swing over the top, I've got to get my body up, I've got to get that club head down so I can get that club moving left. And what that's going to do is that's going to get that ball starting a little bit lower, and it's going to get it started more left, but it's going to cut back on the target, and it's going to be functional. It's not pretty, it's not ideal, but 6 months in, this is the best that I could really do with it. If the face is going to be open, I've got to swing it left, and I've got to get that ball to find target. So around 11 months, I started getting pretty good at the timing of it, and you can see in this swing that the face is starting to get a little bit more closed at impact, and I'm just letting that ball go completely left. So now we started to close the face a bit, and we're just hitting straight pulls left. And then after about a full year of, a full golf season, a full year of working this type of shape and working this type of pattern, I went to Phoenix to play a TPC. And at this point in time, I was actually getting pretty good at it. I was down to a 15 handicap. I was shooting some rounds in the low 90s. I was occasionally getting close to like a high 80s round. And you'll see in a lot of these, I've got really high hands. And the high hands was just helping me to get the club path a little bit more left. You can manage your way around a pretty difficult golf course. I mean, TPC Scottsdale is not an easy course. And I think I shot 86 or 84 there this day, somewhere in the mid 80s. And I managed my way around this course just working, a pretty consistent pull. Then I moved to Phoenix, and that was around the time that I started Kennie Kat Golf. And this is where I started to realize that, hey, the path that I'm on is not going to produce the results that I want to see. If my goal is to find a way to be competitive and shoot level par, it's not likely going to happen on this, and I started to run into roadblocks. When you're playing pretty much managing a slice, or you're managing like a pull, everything has to be timed so well for it to work, and you can only really develop that timing if you're consistently playing. So my first round back, a lot of the shots looked just like this. You're going to see that club pretty much getting closed at the top. I'm going to deliver it closed, but the timing was off. My weight transfer was so bad, and this one I'm falling over on the driver because I can't find the balance to get that path going left. And the issue with this that I started to recognize, and this is right before I hired Kurt, is when the timing is working well and everything is doing good, this will work. But when the timing is off, you start to run into some very serious issues with the path and the face being this extremely open, and you're gonna get a lot of shots that look exactly like this. We worked on one big thing. We changed grip to strengthen the grip to get the face to close. We started working on body movements and getting my body into a better setup and a better rotation and a better position to get the club on plane, quote unquote, and get the club delivered from the inside out. But the problem with that is, because I had basically been playing golf with the face open for such a long time, you can see here 2.5 years in, I'm getting the club behind me, I'm delivering that club from the inside, but I'm still having troubles closing the face. So everything that I'm hitting is all push, cuts, and blocks. It's a process. Like, there's no easy fixes. Like, that's just everything in life. It's going to come with a lot of hard work and a lot of consistency and a lot of dedication. Almost 3 years in, I was, hitting a couple balls at Papago, started to get that path and that face pretty much square, hitting that ball dead straight to a slight little fade. And at this point in time, things were getting pretty good. Here's a swing that I had at the beginning of the year, about a couple months ago, and this is just everything that we've been working on. Face is getting a little bit closed, path is still coming a little bit over the top, and that's one of the things that I now understand and I'm very patient with. Those old habits are going to creep back in. Sometimes my body is going to want to deliver that club over the top and get that path going left. I just have to understand that occasionally I'm going to pull a shot. Here's a 4-iron that I was hitting from a tee and just absolutely flushed it. And you can see as I replay it again, club face at the top is just perfectly closed for me. That ball starts perfectly right up my target line and just draws back ever so beautifully. Same thing with the driver. I want to see that club face pointing as high to the sky as possible. Hit a beautiful draw with that driver, and that's exactly where we are right now. It's a good position to be in, and now as I look at my swing today, 3 years in comparison to my swing from when I first started, it's absolutely night and day. I'm using the ground a lot better. I'm getting that club around my body. I'm getting that face close at impact, and that ball is absolutely starting on the right path. That's all I've got for you. Thank you very much for watching my video. Deuces, people. Let's keep it moving. Just love it when that happens and you get it on camera.